In today's world, we are more connected than ever, but we may also feel more alone. Technology, social media, and the fast pace of daily life can distance us from real human interaction, leaving us feeling isolated in a crowded room. But what if there was a way to find balance in the chaos? A way to remain calm in the storm of our everyday lives? Welcome to Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that's more relevant today than ever. It teaches us resilience, emotional intelligence, and the power of perspective. In this video, we'll explore how Stoicism can help us lead a more fulfilled and peaceful life, providing practical tools to navigate our complex world with wisdom and serenity. People spend a lot of time on social media and computers, but do we really connect with the people around us? The quality of our relationships needs to be looked at again. The key to attracting quality relationships will be explored in this video. Discover how historical philosophy can help us change our standards, get around problems in the present, and choose a life partner. We'll talk about love that isn't based on romance. It's not true that people fall in love at first sight, as shown in romance stories. Real love goes deeper and needs care and work all the time. Let's take these ideas out of the dark and find out how real love grows and gets stronger over time. True love is developed on a deeper level. In today's world, the idea of love at first sight is everywhere. Romantic stories and movies often show this. It's important to understand, though, that this quick portrayal is more of a myth than the truth. Genuine love, the kind that creates long-lasting, high-quality relationships, needs to be cared for over time, like a plant that needs to be watered and given attention. Light and kept safe, love needs work, loyalty, patience, and commitment all the time. It's a journey that requires unshakable trust and loyalty, which aren't things that can be learned overnight. Think of a relationship as a garden. It needs to be planted with the seeds of understanding, conversation, and empathy in order to grow and bear fruit. These seeds need to be watered regularly with commitment, respect, and mental support. Love starts to grow and get stronger over time, building strong roots that can stand up to weather. But like any garden, there may be dry spells along the way. These are times when problems, mistakes, and differences test the relationship. It's important to remember that true love is resilient and can get through tough times with patience and understanding from both partners. Understanding that love isn't something you discover all at once but rather a journey of growth, building, and maturity is the first basic point in attracting relationships of quality, value, hard work, loyalty, and trust. These elements make a relationship into something truly special and long-lasting. In order to draw quality relationships, it's important to understand how feelings work. It is very important to learn how to understand and separate feelings. A lot of the time, we mix up real love with obsession or short-lived sexual desire, leading to bad relationships that can leave deep scars in our lives. Understanding feelings is a crucial part of this quest. To begin, it's important to differentiate between love and addiction. Intense, frequently illogical feelings that can lead to bad actions are what are known as obsession. On the other hand, real love is calm, thoughtful, and measured. Being too protective, controlling, or jealous isn't a sign of it. Instead, accepting and respecting the partner's uniqueness is. In the same way, it's important to know when we're just physically attracted to someone. Physical desire should not be confused with love, even though it is a normal and healthy part of relationships. Even though it can be powerful, it's not enough to keep a quality, long-term relationship going. Understanding how we feel also means figuring out when we're in a bad relationship. It's important to maintain your self-esteem and understand when it's time to move on if your partner hurts you frequently, doesn't care about your feelings, and doesn't respond to your attempts to communicate. I know it will be hard at first, but making this choice is important for your long-term mental well-being. Understanding how you feel is a process of self-discovery. You can help yourself through this process by thinking about your feelings and, if necessary, going to therapy or counseling. We are better able to choose relationships based on real and healthful love when we learn to understand and differentiate between our feelings. Mutual understanding, respect, and open conversation are the building blocks of good relationships. Knowing when to move on and valuing yourself, recognizing the worth each of us brings to the table and being brave enough to know when it's time to move on, are both crucial steps on our path to quality relationships. The third point emphasizes how important it is to value yourself and keep your self-esteem up, even if it means making tough choices. In order to draw quality relationships, one must first value themselves. Setting healthy standards when you value yourself and expecting to be treated with respect and honor keep you from getting into bad relationships where your wants and feelings aren't taken into account. Figuring out when you're stuck in a bad relationship is a part of self-evaluation. It's important to keep your self-worth and respect. If your partner hurts you repeatedly, emotionally abuses you, doesn't talk to you, or betrays you, even though it's hard to decide, it's important for your mental health in the long run. But also, keep in mind that time can heal even the darkest scars. Scars are real but won't always be there. It's important for your happiness and mental health to have the courage to move on, even though it's painful. The end of a relationship can sometimes be a chance to grow as a person and meet someone who really cares about and respects you. Understand that you can't change other people. If someone doesn't want to change, you can't make them. It can be helpful to follow the principles of Stoicism when dealing with a relationship that isn't working, accepting what is out of your control rather than wasting energy on things that cannot be changed. Leave behind anything that does not contribute to your happiness and look to the future with confidence. Don't forget that you are more than your short-lived thoughts and feelings. In order to draw quality relationships that truly share your respect and appreciation, you must first value yourself. This is an act of self-love. Look below the surface. It's important to not focus only on outward appearance when looking for quality relationships. Attraction is important, but it shouldn't be the only thing you look for in a life partner. This fourth point stresses how important it is to look for relationships based on more than just surface-level traits. Physical attractiveness is undoubtedly the first act of attraction, but it changes over time and is transient. If a relationship is built on looks alone, it may not withstand the test of time. Things will get hard when the other person's looks start to fade, so it's important to look for a tie that goes deeper than the surface and stays strong and alive over time. The quality of a relationship goes beyond how the two people look. It should be based on smarts, friendship, faith, and helping each other out. Anyone who you feel fine sharing both happy and sad times should be your dream partner. When picking a life partner, you should also think about the possibility of starting a family. An important sign of a quality relationship is having confidence that your partner is someone you want to raise children with. Focusing only on finding someone who meets social standards of beauty limits your choices and could result in relationships that aren't very deep. It's important to concentrate your efforts on finding someone with whom you can share a real connection, someone who can be your best friend, a trusted counselor, and someone who can provide constant support in difficult times. The main takeaway from this point is that quality relationships are built on more than just outward looks. They are built on faith, respect, and understanding between each other. So, if you want to find true love and relationships that last, don't settle for superficial relationships. Accept the things you can't change. Understanding and internalizing the idea that some things are outside of our control is essential to our development of quality relationships. This fifth point emphasizes the importance of accepting what cannot be changed and how this acceptance can help us find important relationships. The human experience includes both rejections and disappointments, and we have no say over how someone feels about us. Rejection doesn't always mean we're not good enough to be loved or that there is something seriously wrong with us. Instead, it often means that we aren't compatible with that person or that they didn't see our true potential. Being emotionally mature means accepting things we can't change. It enables us to release the ongoing need for everyone's support and acceptance. Realizing that there are lots of people in the world with different ideas and tastes can help us get over the disappointment that comes with being turned down. It's important to remember that the world is big and full of different kinds of people. When you're being turned down or let down in love, you're getting closer to the yes that will change your life. With every no we hear, love and quality relationships can, after all, appear out of the blue and at odd times. Not only does accepting what we cannot change help us deal with rejections, but it also fosters a resilient attitude that gives us the confidence to look to the future and makes room for chances that we might miss otherwise. The main takeaway from this point is that accepting what we can't change is a necessary part of developing quality relationships. It gives us the strength to let go of the need to constantly seek praise and to seize the chances the world presents. We get closer to the yes that can change our lives with each rejection. Quality relationships require a commitment to each other's growth. In a world that is always changing and where relationships are important, it is important to be committed to your own and your partner's improvement. Commitment to improvement, both personally and with your partner, is key to making relationships last and mean something. You and your partner are both always changing, and continuous evolution takes that into account. As people go through life, they all go through changes. It's important to help each other grow and be open to the changes that happen over time. Clear and honest conversation. Building a strong base for the relationship involves understanding each other's needs and working together to solve challenges. Open communication about goals, ambitions, difficulties, and concerns is crucial. Giving your partner support and motivation means always being there for them in their goals and efforts, helping them grow as individuals, and being there for them when things get tough. When two people accept and respect each other's choices and values, they are practicing acceptance and respect. Keep in mind that understanding and accepting differences are the foundation of a quality relationship. Setting goals and targets for the relationship is part of shared growth, whether it's a job goal, a family goal, or any other goal that everyone shares. Working together to reach these goals makes the relationship stronger between partners. It's important to give each other room to grow while still being committed to joint growth. Each person should continue to grow on their own, and being ready to learn from problems and mistakes is part of continuous learning. Growth doesn't always happen in a straight line, and problems can be a chance to learn and make the relationship stronger. This point highlights the importance of loyalty to one's own and one's partner's growth in quality relationships. Making a promise to help each other grow improves the bond and makes it easier to deal with life's difficulties, making the relationship more lasting and important. The idea that love is, above all, a conscious choice in quality relationships will be covered in the 7th point. It questions the idea that love can happen magically and right away, as is often idealized. Instead, it stresses how important it is to consciously choose to love and care for the relationship. Understanding that love is more than just a feeling but a deliberate choice is part of deliberate choice. It means making the choice every day to love, respect, and support your partner no matter what. True love is defined by loyalty and commitment. With this kind of pledge, you promise to always be loyal and loving to your partner, no matter what problems may come up. Quality relationships can withstand storms and difficulties because of their resilience. Being committed to conscious love helps you build the strength you need to deal with problems and come out stronger on the other side. A shared growth pledge means that both people want the relationship to grow and improve. It means that you will learn, grow, and change over time together. To understand and accept someone, you have to admit that no one is perfect, and that, for love to last, there must be open conversation. Part of mindful love is being able to talk about your feelings, needs, and wants in a polite and open way. When you choose respect, you treat each other with respect even when you don't agree with them. By celebrating differences in conscious love, two people understand that these differences can make the relationship stronger and lead to growth and understanding. Love as a choice is a way of life that values loyalty, strength, and growth for both partners. The story of love is changed from something that just happens to something that is actively grown and cared for in quality relationships. By this new understanding, one of the best ways to build a strong, long-lasting relationship is to choose to love. In our search for quality relationships, we've looked at 7 basic ideas that affect how we understand love and make deep bonds with other people. Thinking about these things helps us understand that strong, healthy relationships are not by chance but the result of choices we make and actions we take on purpose. We've learned that true love doesn't just happen, it takes careful development, commitment, and patience over time, growing stronger based on shared understanding, commitment, and respect. We've also learned how important it is to be able to tell the difference between our feelings like real love, passion, and just physical attraction. This mental clarity helps us avoid bad relationships and build good ones. A key component of finding quality relationships is knowing how to value oneself and when to move on. This action not only keeps our self-esteem high but also leads to better chances of true love. As we've seen, true love is not just about physical beauty. Intelligence, friendship, and mutual support are the foundations of strong relationships. Accepting what we can't change teaches us to release the need for constant praise and seize the chances that life offers. In addition, committing to mutual growth in relationships makes the tie stronger and helps people deal with life's problems, making the relationship last longer and be more meaningful. The viewpoint changes from seeing love as something that just happens to something that is actively fostered. By understanding that love is a choice, these 7 points help us remember that love is a journey and a choice. As we look for quality relationships, the prize is having a deep relationship with the people we choose to love. Let's use these lessons to improve our lives, contribute to our development, and guarantee our long-term happiness and health. Have you ever felt like you weren't important? Without a doubt, it's a bad feeling, but it's even worse when it's someone close to you, like a family friend or partner. Is it true that there are tried and true ways to become important in someone's life? You can actually prove to yourself that it is possible to reach this goal if you understand and use what we're going to talk about next. There are steps you can take to make sure that people always put you at the top of their list. If you do these things, you can make sure that someone always puts you first in their life. It is very important to understand the main problem before starting to work on an answer. The first step in fixing a problem is to understand it. What makes you feel like you're not a concern right now? This needs to be simple and straight. Why do they choose to spend their time with someone else instead of you? That's the important question. Researchers have found 2 reasons for this. They know you'll always be there for them, which makes them value you less, and they don't see you as an important part of their lives. They would rather spend time with other people than with you because of this. I know this fact can be hard to hear, but it's important to understand it. You need to change the way you do things by learning the answer. Now that you understand the problem, step 1, stop striking up conversations. You might want to take a step back if you're always the one to start talking to someone important in your life. This may seem illogical since you should be the one to start a conversation if you want to be important in someone's life. It's not true. People start to take you for granted when you're always the one who starts the conversation. It takes a while for them to adjust to your efforts, and then they find you less important. So what's the answer? Stop starting conversations and see what happens as a result. That person will try to get in touch with you if they really care about you. Step 2, don't be out there all the time. The phrase, quality over quantity, is often used in many areas of life, including relationships. You might need to be less available if you want to be important in someone's life. People will take you for granted if you're easy to reach. This doesn't mean you should only be available when it's convenient for you, but if you're always available and open, it's time to put yourself first and show that you have a life outside of them, not just waiting for them to value you more. Step 3, keep things a little mysterious. People are pulled to relationships where there is a lot of mystery and the unknown. If you want to be seen as important, being a little mysterious can help. Don't tell everyone everything about yourself right away. Drop hints about the things you like that you don't want to say. Avoid going into too much detail about your past when answering questions. The other person should be interested in you and want to know more about you. They'll start to see you as important in their life over time. Step 4, let them put money into you. Which person is more likely to see you as important, someone who has put a lot of effort into you or someone who hasn't? It's easy to see the answer. In order for someone to value you, you need to let them put money into you. One way to do this is to refuse plans you know you can't keep and let them spend their time on you. Make them wait for you to show that your time is important. Because you're not always available, people will get the idea that you're not like other people, and they need to put in more effort to get your attention. This will push them to see you as a task and give you more attention. Step 5, take care of what you need. This doesn't mean being selfish, but it does mean making sure you don't put yourself in a place where you're not important. For instance, if you know someone doesn't care about you and won't treat you the way you deserve, spend time with people who do. Remember that you have no power over how other people feel about you, only how you feel about yourself. Being important in someone else's life means that you are important to yourself first. Step 6, don't make yourself the most important thing in their life. Did you know that people often act in a way that they can't have what they want? It is true, something is more valuable to someone if they feel like they have to work hard for it. Don't need their attention so badly that will make them value you more. Step 7, make people afraid of losing you. One of the most effective ways to get someone to put you first is to manipulate their emotions. People are often more driven by the thought of losing something than by the chance of getting it. Make someone afraid of losing your company. If you want them to see you as important, spend more time with other people and less time with them. Mentally distance yourself from them and feel less connected to them. They'll feel less important to you as a result. This tactic is effective but should be used with caution because they may try to win you back if you keep your distance too much. Step 8, make your own happiness happen. You should make your own happiness and not count on other people to make you happy. If you want to be important in someone's life, it's great to have someone you can count on who makes you feel good. But putting your happiness in their hands can lead to disappointments. When we count on other people to make us happy, we're not really living our lives according to our own plans and goals. This could make people angry. Creating your own happiness is important if you want to be important in someone else's life. People will find you more beautiful because you'll look more balanced and sure of yourself. This will also make you happy in the long run. Step 9, be ready to leave. You have to take this step if you want to be important in someone's life. It might be scary, but you can send the message that you won't settle for less than you deserve by showing that you're not afraid to leave if they're not interested in you. The right person will easily put you first and work to keep you in their life. Stoicism is a useful tool that teaches you how to develop your skills and have the courage to live your life the way you've always desired. Zeno of Citium came up with Stoicism 300 years before Christ, and it has been a source of inspiration for many. Stoicism teaches us to face our fears and improve our sense of self-worth, safety, and confidence. Do not doubt yourself. The fear of failing to feel capable when trying something new characterizes ordinary lives. Epictetus, born a slave, had very little chance of becoming one of the most famous Stoic leaders and thinkers. Even though he was a slave among the sons of the richest men in his time, he believed in his ability to add value. Many of us feel like confidence is something we're born with, but it's not true. Confidence can be cultivated, and it can be hard to believe in yourself when you're having bad feelings, such as thinking you have concrete steps and concentrate on the present moment. If Igor had followed Stoic principles, he would have recognized his fears and anxieties as mere emotions, not accurate reflections of his capabilities. By concentrating on the actual driving skills he had developed, he could have approached the exam more confidently. Remember, self-doubt can hinder progress. Instead of focusing on perceived limitations, acknowledge your achievements, set new goals, and surround yourself with positive influences. Make a list of your accomplishments to boost confidence and use it as a reminder that you have the power to make a positive impact on your life and the world. Additionally, avoid excessive planning and overthinking, as it can lead to inaction and a lack of courage. Embrace the present moment, act with purpose, and free yourself from distractions. Marcus Aurelius's advice to concentrate on what's in front of you with precise seriousness encourages a proactive approach, preventing emotions from overpowering your decisions. Lastly, gain clarity in your thoughts by evaluating situations without letting emotions, fears, or past negative experiences cloud your judgment. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of transcending initial emotional impressions and approaching challenges with rationality. By doing so, you can make more conscious decisions and navigate life with courage and resilience. In summary, believe in your abilities, concentrate on the present, and act with purpose to overcome self-doubt and lead a more fulfilling life. Stoicism provides valuable insights that can help you develop resilience and approach challenges with a clear and rational mindset. Fears by questioning their basis and separating rational concerns from irrational ones. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of understanding that many fears are rooted in societal expectations and judgments. By critically examining these fears, we can distinguish between genuine concerns for survival and those driven by external pressures. The concept of kintsugi is introduced as a metaphor for finding beauty in our mistakes and imperfections. Instead of concealing scars and cracks, kintsugi embraces them, turning them into features that highlight the history of breakage. Similarly, in life, acknowledging and learning from our mistakes can lead to personal growth and resilience. Epictetus advises rationalizing our fears as a means of freeing ourselves from the dominion of sorrows and anxieties. He challenges us to recognize that many fears stem from desires and societal expectations, urging us to question the true basis of our fears. By studying philosophy, Epictetus suggests that individuals can elevate their awareness and gain insights into dealing with fears, both rational and irrational. In summary, the Stoic principles discussed in this section encourage seeking solutions instead of blaming others, taking responsibility for our actions, finding beauty in mistakes, rationalizing our fears, and questioning societal expectations. By applying these principles, individuals can cultivate resilience, self-awareness, and a more balanced approach to navigating life's challenges. Damaged sense of self-worth. It's crucial to be cautious and observant when dealing with individuals who exhibit manipulative tendencies. The fourth type of person to approach with caution is the one who is overly competitive. While healthy competition can be motivating, excessive competitiveness can lead to toxic dynamics in relationships. People who are overly competitive may prioritize winning over the well-being of others, and their actions can negatively impact the harmony of relationships. The fifth type of person to be wary of is the one who avoids responsibility. Individuals who consistently evade responsibility for their actions may lack accountability and may not be trustworthy partners or friends. Healthy relationships require open communication, honesty, and a willingness to take responsibility for one's mistakes. The sixth type of person to be cautious about is the one who constantly complains. Chronic complainers may have a negative outlook on life, and their constant dissatisfaction can create a toxic environment. While it's normal to vent occasionally, individuals who habitually complain without taking steps to address their concerns may not contribute positively to relationships. Lastly, the seventh type of person to approach with caution is the one who is overly secretive. While privacy is important, excessive secrecy can lead to trust issues. Individuals who keep significant aspects of their lives hidden may be withholding important information, and this lack of transparency can hinder the development of trust in relationships. In summary, being mindful of these 7 types of people, those who are easily offended, overly friendly, manipulative, overly competitive, avoid responsibility, constantly complain, and are overly secretive, can help you navigate relationships with greater awareness and discernment. Trust and respect should be mutual, and it's essential to prioritize healthy relationships built on honesty, open communication, and genuine connection. Breach of trust. Identifying signs of manipulation is crucial to protect oneself. This includes observing a lack of transparency, inconsistent behavioral patterns, and a constant feeling of being controlled. Setting clear boundaries is essential. Assertively communicating and expressing discomfort in the face of manipulative behavior is one way. However, oftentimes distancing oneself is the Wisest choice, especially if manipulation persists. Respecting one's integrity involves recognizing when a relationship is harmful and taking action to preserve mental health. This may mean cutting ties with manipulative people and seeking emotional support. Avoiding trusting and respecting manipulators is an essential act of self-defense. By recognizing manipulation signs, setting boundaries, and prioritizing one's well-being, it's possible to build healthier and more authentic relationships. An empathic person would hesitate to cause pain to others because they could imagine the suffering their actions might inflict, making them less trustworthy. The fourth type of person lacks empathy and is more likely to deceive or hurt others for their own benefit. The fifth type of person is the one who pretends to listen or fakes listening. Have you ever encountered someone who, while trying to maintain a conversation, responds with a simple "I understand" or "Is that so?" without truly engaging in the discussion? Not only can this be tedious, but also disrespectful. The worst scenario occurs when the person responds to what you say, but when it's your turn to speak, they pretend to listen, distract themselves with their phone, or agree without showing genuine interest in what you're saying. In a conversation, it's reasonable to expect the other person to pay attention to what you're sharing. Thus, if you find yourself conversing with someone who shows no interest or gets distracted by their phone, indicating genuine disinterest, it's appropriate to end the conversation. There's no logic in extending a conversation directed at someone who seems not to be listening or doesn't care about what you say, and you're not obligated to invest your time in someone who doesn't value your words. Don't hesitate to interrupt the interaction or even express your decision to leave. There's no need to maintain respect for someone who doesn't show appreciation for what you share and prefers to pretend to pay attention while being distracted by their phone. The sixth type of person is the one who perpetually faces problems, lives amidst conflicts, and claims that life is a difficult sentence with each day bringing new obstacles. They're never satisfied with anything but also don't do anything to change that. This person often complains to everyone, mentioning constant difficulties and declaring ignorance about what's happening. Caution is required when dealing with this profile, because if someone is continuously involved in an endless succession of problems, it's not merely coincidental or a cosmic conspiracy against them. In many cases, the person themselves contributes to their difficult situation by making wrong decisions and repeating mistakes without learning from them. If you involve yourself with them, these problems might reach you. It's possible that this person also struggles to control their emotions, so it's advisable to maintain a level of skepticism toward this type of individual. If you feel compelled to help in the face of this person's narrative full of difficulties, it's important to be aware that their problems can easily become your own burdens. Remember that someone who seems to attract obstacles and drama often encounters genuine difficulty in their own life, and surely you don't want that difficulty to transfer to you. Therefore, it's prudent to exercise caution when dealing with such a person. This suggests that subtly they may be provoking you, casting confusing words and skillfully feeding doubts. The eighth type of person you should avoid trusting and respecting are toxic individuals. It's essential to maintain healthy relationships and preserve emotional health. These people have a habit of spreading negativity, undermining self-esteem, and creating a harmful environment. Toxic individuals can manifest in various ways, including constant criticism, emotional manipulation, and disrespectful behavior. Their presence often results in a destructive atmosphere, harming happiness and productivity. The negativity perpetuated by toxic individuals can become contagious, affecting those around them. Maintaining healthy relationships requires identifying and distancing oneself from these harmful influences. Self-esteem is often compromised by toxic individuals as they fuel doubts and insecurities. Respecting oneself means recognizing the signs of toxicity, setting boundaries, and prioritizing one's emotional well-being. Assertively communicating and expressing discomfort with toxic behavior is crucial. However, if negativity persists, distancing becomes an essential measure to protect one's mental health. Avoiding trust and respect for toxic individuals are practices of emotional self-defense. By identifying harmful patterns, setting boundaries, and cultivating positive relationships, it's possible to build a healthier environment and promote enriching relationships. When you notice this behavior, you should end the relationship as soon as possible. Sincerity and integrity are fundamental in any relationship, and being around two-faced people can be toxic and harmful. I hope this message has been helpful. If you like the video, please like it. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now. It's very important and costs nothing.